Wow, that took some effort. Sorry for the radio silence for a while. I've been working on that 3D video, which has been really rewarding, working it all out. And this ad has been my second go at 3D after some amp clips I did for Hagel, which came out lovely too. And by the way, if any brand wants to commission me, please do get in touch. But anyway, to this video about headphone DACs. I've said it before, but audio is probably only 30% of why I do audiophile hi-fi, because I can enjoy music just as much with most other audio gear. The 70% remaining, if that makes sense. So what I'm saying is, when I get to do reviews of relatively inexpensive headphone DACs, I'm not, snobby about them. Plus, I love bolstering phone's performance with DACs by listening on trains, because I go up to London quite a bit from where I am. And another thing is, I don't think people should think of these products as inferior to audiophile hi-fi. It's just about listening wherever you are. You want some more? Yeah. What are these clothes? Marks and Spencer's oven roasted mixed nuts. So I did an article on my website a while back when I tried these headphone DACs together, mainly the AudioQuest DragonFly DACs, the black, the red and the Cobalt. So clicking the card above, that way or that way, I can never remember if it's top left or top right. Anyway, this is basically a video about all my experiences to date of those DACs, including the S9 Pro, which I've just received. At number 6 is the Cyrus Soundkey. Now I actually found that this is a little brittle in treble with good balanced IEMs, if I'm brutally honest. And whilst it's only £79 in the UK, it's my least favourite of all here. Nicely made though, and maybe it's the DAC to get if your headphones are too smooth, you're a detail fiend, but this type of sound has always been what Cyrus has been about, basically. For all those on the other side of the pond, DragonFlys, I learnt this week from the immutably friendly Robert Hay of AudioQuest, are made in Ohio, so they're home American made. But it's interesting, you certainly get away from the searing, incisive, perhaps somewhat etched qualities of some DACs as you move to AudioQuest. An American sound maybe, and I think that this might be their standout trait. So the cue of the AQ-DF Black, got to get down with the kids. I'm not trying to belittle it, just having a bit of fun, ignore me. But its character is of a richer tone and fuller soundstage I found when you add it onto an iPhone and using its ES S9 DAC. It's not massively more detailed to the iPhone though, but if you had to describe it best, it kind of neutral maxes your headphones if you like. You've got the usual USB end and 3.5mm headphone end and DragonFly logo which illuminates for sample rate. I like the matte black metal and it also feels solid, but also bear in mind that these DragonFlys can act as preamps too, so you can use them with a cable, a 3.5mm to 2 RCA cable, to your headphone amp. The next is the Red model, which uses a different ESS Sabre headphone amp and ESS 90106 DAC, but again you get the same build quality, but you notice that the timbre information comes through and transient start and stop of notes is better, which just makes, is a reflection of the realism of music. It's really obvious against the black model I found.
And now for something completely different.
I don't always feel the need to recommend music that I'm trying hard to find stuff lots of people won't know about in order to try and be trendy. If it's good to me, and I think a lot of others will like it too, and I'm, talking about snobbishness again, I'm not a music snob. But one album a lot of people like at the moment is this, the new ABBA Voyage album. It's selling more than the top 40 altogether at the moment. Ironic that, because it's their first album in about 40 years. But I love the fact that it's getting bad reviews like the one in The Guardian, but it's actually selling like hotcakes, and consumers really are the litmus test for what's good. But there are some tracks on it, like I Still Have Faith in You, that are just tremendous ABBA melodies. Going straight back to the 70s, they never went away. But the ending farewell track, Ode to Freedom, on this album is John Lennon's Imagine is to ABBA, with Strauss-esque strings and that double tracking vocal of the ladies, Agneta and Anna Fried, that made ABBA so good. The thing is, Benny Andersson's melody is fantastic. It's like musical serotonin, tremendous. A break from the DragonFly lineup is the Chord Mojo, which has all that non-smearing incisiveness, preciseness as well that chord DACs are known for. I'm not going to bleat on about it too much because they're done to death on YouTube, which isn't really to detract from it as it's a great product. But for me, it can be just a little bit overpowering in its open airy presentation with some tracks. Okay, it has it in drive over the others here, but I found that the DragonFly Cobalt is the it device with IEMs in the way it's easier on the ear, the same metal case as the other DragonFlys, but using the ESS 9038 Q2M DAC and power supply filtering used in the AudioQuest Jitterbug USB dongle. But imaging comes on better than the other DragonFlys, and detail too, but in a really balanced way, not kind of squaring up to you. And the step from red to cobalt is more obvious than black to red. So in that way, I think it represents the best value DragonFly. Its only downside is on build quality, and I was going backwards and forwards on whether I should mention this, but on balance, I think I should. The little rattle in the case and the lid, you can see underspray, which, to be fair, I put up with really for great sound because it is a great product. But to the S9 Pro now, which has both a 3.5mm and 2.5mm balanced headphone output and a USB-C input, which if you are using an iPhone, you'll need a Lightning to USB connector because it doesn't come included, but you could use the USB to USB-C adapter and the USB-C cable you get in the box, both of those in the box, and then use an Apple camera adapter to connect it up. Obviously, if you're using Android phones or Macs, they use USB-C, so you're all catered for, and Windows is also catered for. So the S9 Pro uses the same DAC as the DragonFly Cobalt, but balanced headphone connection output reputedly doubles to 200 milliwatts from the 3.5mm connection's 100 milliwatts. Both of these at 32 ohm loads, by the way, which means the extra power is going to equate to good drive of balanced headphones. On top of its classy cigarette lighter looking man with the golden gun build quality, on some music I found myself thinking, boy, do you get a lot for your money against these other DACs here, which I think is really saying something. I think that sound is detailed but balanced, but not ever, nastily etched and annoying in any way. Soundstage I found is brought in against the Cobalt and the other DragonFlys, but considering the price difference and being about 90% of the Cobalt's performance, it's definitely the best DAC for value, and that's why I have this Hidizs at #1 in this lineup. And I'm not just saying that because I've done a 3D video and this DAC has to be #1, but I genuinely believe that based on value. That said, people are still going to pay for the Cobalt, which in the scheme of things isn't huge money too. I think that the only issue with the S9 Pro is that it does eat phone batteries. Phones like the iPhone have never really been great with battery life anyway. After a few years they start to go down faster than a pram rolling down a hill. But I'm not rating power consumption down in this review due to the quality of sound per dollar. And when, battery packs like my old battered Sandstrom I've had for years are cheap as chips. Once again, thanks for watching this video, and I hope you got something out of it, that I've given you a good overview of these DACs if you're considering buying any one of them, the ups and downs of them. Please don't say, how can you do an ad and then do a review? Well, you can, and I just did. And You can give the ups and downs in one video, as I did too, so long as it's balanced, which on this channel is always the aim.